I'm pleased to introduce Mr. Joseph Curtatone. He is the former mayor of Somerville and is now the president of the New England Northeast Clean Energy Council.
Thanks. It's great to be here with all of you and inspired by your advocacy work. It's activism and advocacy from groups like 350 Mass, Mothers Out Front, Fossil Free Somerville, so many more, Somerville Transportation Equity Partnership, those advocating for public health and social justice and equity that inspire me to move into this realm that I'm in now. And I want to stand with all of you and declare, really, the era of fossil fuel power is over. We have renewable resources literally at our fingertips that can supply all the energy we need to power society, and wind and solar and hydropower. I mean, when it comes to wind, Massachusetts is like Texas before the oil boom. We have the wind resources actually to power everything, including cars and home heating and cooling for all of New England, all of New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and yeah, you can throw Delaware in there as well. So instead, the message we have is instead of fossil fuel peaker plants, which will become stranded and depreciated assets, we should be building energy storage. Instead of expanded pipelines, we should be upgrading our electric grid so we can connect more clean power. Instead, and I have personal experience inspired by the words of Lydia Everett, so many of us have seen this up close, especially vulnerable communities who bear the most severe consequences in perspective and pain of the climate crisis. Instead of adding more pollution to communities that have breathed dirty air and suffered poor health from living next to toxic sites, we should be retiring these dirty assets. Retiring and giving those communities new life. We know that fossil fuels are not only terrible for our climate and health. As we've heard over again, we've seen it play out in a very horrific fashion as we watch TV. They're also the root cause of wars like the one raging in Ukraine. And they prop up, continue history shows us, prop up problematic regimes all over the globe.
Saudi Arabia.
Oil and fossil gas are inextricably tied to global markets that will always spike during times of conflict. There is no way to drill or frack our way to energy independence. It is structurally impossible. It just can't be done. So meanwhile, while this is going on, the prices of wind and sunlight remain unchanged. It's local and it represents the only path to clean energy independence. Clean energy is more affordable too. This is about facts and lies. And that should be illustrative. Let it fall. We know the solutions to the climate process, get rid of fossil fuels. Do we have the will to do that? Clean energy, the fact is more affordable. ISO New England is forcing clean energy competitors to increase their bids just so fossil fuel operators don't get knocked out of the market. No, we want you out of the market. We want you out. And the infuriating part about it is clean energy is truly the keystone for a generation of economic growth in our region and the globe. It is right now, clean energy jobs are outpacing fossil fuel jobs. Investment from venture capital to traditional institutional investment is rising exponentially to the climate tech and clean energy markets. It will deliver good jobs in every community, and this is the boom. This is truly the boom that people in lower income and environmental justice communities are going to feel in a very positive way. The oil, coal, and gas burners, no, they can't compete against newer, better technology. So they're seeking to rig the system in their favor, and they're winning. Their influence in the halls of policy, so don't underestimate your advocacy and activism, because we need to overtake them. We know that. They want us to be silent. There's a reason we didn't know. No one knows what the MOPR is. They even have the gall, as you've heard, to complain about clean energy subsidies when they come from the most subsidized industry in the history of the planet. We subsidize you. Our subsidizing your industry has increased electricity prices for each and every one of us. And we never got a say in the matter of this decision. It's the most classic case of taxation without representation you are ever going to see. So it's time we fight back and we start retiring the old, dirty, dependent, expensive world and usher in a just, rapid way, a transition to a clean energy, climate future that is equitable, making the clean energy choice, how you live, where you get your energy, how we travel, the easy, accessible, sustainable, and equitable choice. Again, independent, affordable replacement is just the equitable climate economy that is before us. Do we dare to seize it, or do we let the lies continue to be the truth? Let's fight on. Let's win this.